Okay, so this is the first option that I came up with. It's a dual roundabout, and what I did is I left the GIS plot exposed, so you can actually see it. We're able to fit this all within the present right-of-way. Let's see, and if you notice, tracks here, right around here, you notice that there's this gray area. That's actually the truck apron. So buses and trucks would be able to navigate around this roundabout. And typically the material that we'd use for paving is like brick or cobblestone. That way trucks will be able to get over it. However, these little cars won't, make it as a second lane to, overtake a truck. There was one fallback though with this design, and I believe one of you mentioned it, is that this approach going southbound has to yield twice. You have to yield to these people coming up from Fork and yielding to these trying to get into Madison. Now, based on the simulation, having to yield twice, going southbound, really isn't that much of an issue because not many people even, come out of Fork Road. So that's our first option. This one's actually our third option on the poster. What it is we maintain the access to Fork Road across from Madison. Now we did have to adjust where it would hit the roundabout so that we don't have an entrance that's too close to this lane over here. So it kind of evens things out. So we have the creek running over there, so that would have to be redirected a little bit. If you look over here, this cul-de-sac, that's actually that slip road that's currently over there. That takes you right into the Plainville Pike. So what we're going to do is we're thinking maybe turning a cul-de-sac, and that way we can maintain street parking, and I believe there's an access for a parking lot over here. So all that will be maintained, and we won't have to worry too much about that. This one's our second option. What we did was we relocated where Fork Road enters the roundabout, and instead we moved it further north. I believe that road is called Ledge Street. It's one of those residential streets. So if you see here, there's a few buses that are able to take the roundabout okay. The creek, I believe, would have to be repositioned so it would be able to fit that roundabout. There's another bus going by. Supposed to be doing all right. So that's working out pretty well. And I believe the radius for this roundabout is about 60 feet or something. So it means it's a 45-foot minimum. Right over here, this is Camargo. This is where we'll let people out from Fork Road, and this will be a two-way stop. So it'll be yielding to those people traveling on Camargo. Yeah. This is a German program, right? Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We still have that cul-de-sac over there, so you can still have the access to that parking lot. You can still have street parking. Over here, we may have to do a ride-in, ride-out only, knowing that this right here at this moment is around 2030. So as you see, there's a lot of traffic going by, so maybe a little later, might be ride-in, ride-out. And that's the simulation. Those are the three different options. I'd like to remind you that the same volume numbers that I've used for the existing condition, that video that I showed you before, are the exact same numbers that we see here on roundabout designs. And as you notice, traffic seems to be moving pretty well. In fact, I got Vism to evaluate to see how effective roundabouts are, and I could pull up this report that Vism came up with. Let's see. Right here. I put it into Word and try to readjust it a little bit. Well, this is it. Right here on the top, this is the existing conditions, and as you notice, the delay time, or the travel time, for the northbound traffic that's trying to turn left, delay time is about, it's over 2 minutes, so that's pretty long. In the southbound traffic that proceeds straight into Plainville, they would have to stop to cross Madison, but then they also have to stop again for those turning right from Madison into Plainville. So keep those numbers in mind. Now these are the numbers that we got for roundabout options. 30 seconds. So it's quite a difference. And also I'd like to point out that with our roundabout design being pretty simple, navigating through it really isn't too difficult. I mean, they had designs for, you know, the Hopple and I-75 interchange. They're going to have a series of 3 roundabouts. Well, you know, I really don't agree that it's really a good way to introduce Cincinnati to a roundabout because, you know, you're having to figure out how you get on the Central, how you get on the 75 North or South, or how you get on the 74. However, a roundabout like this, you know, practice makes perfect, and I think if we get Cincinnati started into roundabouts at locations like these, we would be able to ease into start to use more roundabouts in the area. So well, that's all I have to say. So we'll hand it over to Lisa. Turn the lights on.
Since Casey already said that the roundabouts are new to our area, we figured that we need some literature to put into like DMVs and rest areas along 71, 75, or even 275, depending on where we could implement these roundabouts. As you're holding in your hand, an example of a pamphlet that we created over this quarter. Also, to help with the roundabout education, we could incorporate some more things into driver's education, as well as into like special summer camps for elementary kids, like Safety City. I don't know what they're called down here. Also, during our time here this quarter, we were creating these options for the roundabouts and for Stewart. So we kept getting asked, well, what's the most economical feature of these? So we actually did a very, very, very rough cost estimate. Since we've never done one like this before, we actually went to RS Means to find some unit costs and went through to each option and saw what things were majorly affected. You know, in this case, we were going to be doing some major repaving for each of these. So those were incorporated into these estimates, as well as the fact that we did not incorporate the fact that we were going to have to build a bridge here because we didn't know exactly what was going to have to be used for that, as well as there's going to be a retaining wall here. But as you can see, for the Stewart options though, they're pretty much self-explanatory, where option 1 and option 2 are going to be about the same price. And option 3 is going to be cheaper, obviously, because all we have to do is incorporate some signals and painting. And are there any questions?
One question I have is,